Hey guys, it's Penelope in London. Please subscribe to my channel. It's growing and I'm doing regular videos. And today we've got the chart of 17th of March, March 17, 2021. And I'm going to talk through this chart, and then I will be doing a Pluto video probably in the next couple of days, which will be really interesting, talking about Pluto in its final leg of Capricorn, and it will be moving into Aquarius. And I'm going to run through the definition of that, which will be really interesting because we've been through huge changes with Pluto. We can see up here that it's at 26 degrees and it will be going. And this is the other thing I'll talk about in the next video, is that it will be moving into retrograde point in April. And we will need to understand that because that will affect us for the next 5 months. So let's look at this chart. We've got Pluto 26 degrees. This is the chart of today. And then we've got Saturn is in Aquarius at 10 degrees. Jupiter is in Aqua as well at 20. We've got here, you see the symbolism. This is asteroid Lilith, and asteroid Lilith is very much to do with our shadow. There's a lot of mythology around that. We have currently Mercury just moved into Pisces a few days ago. It's now at 2 degrees, coming up to 3. We have Neptune in Pisces. We have Venus in Pisces. We have the Sun in Pisces for another 3 days. We have Chiron, which is to do with our hypersensitivity, our wound, at 8 degrees of Aries. And we also have Uranus at 8 degrees of Taurus. And we have the moon, which moves 2.5 days through a sign, 28 days around the chart. It's at 17 degrees of Taurus. This is Black Moon Lilith here. This is Black Moon Lilith true. And Black Moon Lilith mean is a bit behind, but it's not showing on this chart. It's about 4 degrees behind at 16 degrees. And if you understand Lilith, and that's another video, I think. But Mars also is in Gemini at 8 degrees. It's going to be moving across by the end of the month coming up, or in the next few weeks. It's going to be moving across the North Node. And we have, that's that for now. We have the node, the North Node 13 degrees and the South Node 13 degrees of Sagittarius. So if we look at this chart, we've got Lilith is conjunct the moon, or was conjunct, you can see Lilith is conjunct the moon right now. And then we also have Lilith is square to Jupiter. This is the shadow resolution. Lilith is square to Jupiter here. You can see up here, there's a square going on. And then we have Lilith is also square to Saturn. So it's interesting that the shadow side is squaring to our restriction with Saturn and teacher. And then Jupiter, which is the bigger picture and our belief systems, and also to do with travel overseas and such like. So there's something going on there with the shadow in humanity with the Saturn and Jupiter. We've also got that Saturn up here is, I want to see what else it's doing. Saturn is square to Uranus, which is the big one for this year. And that's going to be, Saturn will go retrograde at some point in the coming months. It will move back to 6 degrees and then it will go forward again. So this square is going on for the whole year. So it's where we want to break free of limitations, but Saturn is currently applying. So Saturn is restriction. So this is why we're going to see lots of new rules, and also we're going to feel a need that we want to break free, but we're sort of being held back a bit by Saturn. And when it goes retrograde as well, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. With the Sun currently in Pisces, which it's leaving, so that's going to be moving into the sign of Aries, which will be nice for us, I guess. We'll have to see the chart to see how that plays out. But the Sun in Pisces, the way that's been playing out is where we can find ourselves drawn to, to escapism of sorts and apathy and an unreality. So we might have, some people may have been experiencing that. It can probably where we've been dreamier and hard to sort of get things going, but also from a creative aspect, that Sun in Pisces has been very useful. Because there's a lot of creative energies with the Piscean and the Neptunian realm as well. We've also got Mercury in Pisces, so we know that's going to be going through Pisces for the coming weeks, and it's where this can make us highly intuitive with a very good imagination. It can also tune us into what others are thinking, not the scary stuff, but just generally we can maybe pick up on what other people are feeling and society. And it's also where we need to watch out because we could have a difficulty with distinguishing reality from fantasy. And it's like we could be in a dream type world and then being jolted back into reality. So that plays out. So Mercury is square to Mars currently, and Mars is our direction. So we've got that Mercury in Pisces square to Mars. So we can see that Mars is currently in Gemini. So that's our communication. So we might be flip-flopping backwards and forwards there, because with the Mars in Gemini, we're wanting to do the communication. But with the Mercury in Pisces, we basically could be very dreamlike and then be jolted back into reality as well. The Venus is conjunct Neptune at the moment, so we can see Venus here, conjunct Neptune. It's moved over, and the Venus conjunct Neptune, actually I will say that the Venus in Pisces is where we want to merge, to be at one. Venus in Pisces, and where we want to feel at one with the universal. And also it can be where we enjoy sharing inspirational activities and the beauty as well. But with Venus conjunct Neptune, it increases our sensitivity, but that's separating at the moment. And it's also romanticism and an idealization. But so maybe it's a good thing it's separating. There can be disappointments and mistakes made with this as well, because Neptune is the realm beyond this realm. And it's also where we can feel very devoted. It's beautiful for transcendent mysticism and that aspect, and it can also tell us about the inner world of the anima, the feminine, and the masculine and the feminine. And it also tells us or shows us where we're at with our creativity and our imagination. So it can give us good taste, but we can see that separating now by 5 degrees nearly up here. You can see just about coming up to 5 degrees. And then we've got, I want to look at the Sun sextile Pluto. That's harmonious for us. So you can see here the Sun is sextile, 27 degrees is doing a sextile to Pluto. And that's going on, it's separating at the moment, it's in early separation by not even a degree. So this is harmonious, and it can make us feel decisive and give us good manners, but also we could be stubborn and secretive with it. And this is where we have a tendency to influence others through manipulation at a subconscious level. So we can probably see that playing out a bit in society with the Sun sextile to Pluto. We have excellent regenerative abilities and an extremely strong will with this aspect going on. And we may feel that, or think that we want to be, that we can achieve anything at all costs, but we've got to watch that as well. And the moon moves quickly, it's square to Saturn, and the moon conjunct Uranus as well. That's moved off now, separating. And Mercury square to Mars is where we can be impatient and quarrelsome, and also where we do not really have a good relationship with sort of the idea of others. It's where we can basically also be thinking very quick and practical as well with that, because Mars rules Aries, so it's very quick if we think about that too. Apart from that idea that we've got Mercury in Pisces, that we have the difficulty distinguishing reality from fantasy, and again that can cause arguments between each other because people have different ideas. And if we take this chart forward, this is the 17th, we will have a moon. Let me just see, we'll go ahead at the end of the month. We've got the moon changing as well, will be in Libra when we have, I should know it's full moon. Let's look at this. So let's see what's going on here. We're going to look at, we're going to take this days ahead, and that's the 18th. I'm going to go another 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 23rd. So if we look where Mercury is, that will be 11 degrees. So let's see how long Mercury is in the sign of Pisces for. And we're going forward. And 27, 28, 29. So on the 4th of April, probably that's going to be late in the day. So on the 3rd, 4th of April, we're going to have Mercury is going to move into Aries. That will be interesting. And we will also have the sun at that time will be 15 degrees of Aries at that time. So this is what we've got basically see the stellium that's going on in Aries coming up that we have. That will be Mercury, and it will be Chiron and the sun, and we'll also have Venus, and we will have true black moon Lilith there. Actually, I think that's true. I'd have to double check that, because there's two aspects to that. There's true and mean, and they travel at different speeds, and I'll have to double check on that Lilith. I want to see the North Node move over we're going to go back and look at the North Node move over, or the Mars move over the North Node, because it'll be interesting to see how that's going to play out in humanity. So that's 12 degrees, Mars, our direction, North Node also our direction in different ways, but 12, 13. So if we go a day, so on the 26th of March, they're going to be conjunct and they'll move across. I want to look also that currently, if I take this back to the 17th now, we're going to go back on the chart to the 17th, which is today, and the node is trine to Jupiter. It is separating, but you see this node here, it is actually trine to Jupiter up here. And what we have had with that going on is that in the positive way, it's where we've been feeling confident in our abilities to overcome our life challenges. So a lot of us may have been feeling some faith around life at the moment, but also the challenges can be connected with profound sensory experience. And, you know, it's a good North Node, and the nodes trine Jupiter are quite, you know, good for us here. The node trine Jupiter there, and the node trine Saturn is where the positive side is, where we are focused on overcoming our challenges in life. And it's where we can have, you know, be aware, consistent, aware of our responsibilities, and we can walk tirelessly along the path. And it's also where we have higher standards for ourselves, and that we're able to overcome our limits. The node square Neptune is separating. See the node here? It's separating from 13 degrees from Neptune, because Neptune's at 20. So there's 6 degrees separation there. And again, the positive about this is our decisions, again, to help where we can overcome life challenges. We've also got spirituality here, and that could become our focus in our life. On a negative, I don't really like the word negative, but if we look at it, you know, when we're on a downside, that we could have vague ideas about our meaning and, you know, poor direction. So we've got a bit of push-pull going on in this chart, and it's where we can easily withdraw our focus from what is important. So we can see this with the changing of rules, you know, what is important, what is our direction, and where are we going. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll come back with some more. I'm going to look at Pluto. That'll be really exciting. We're going to look at Pluto in its final leg of the sign of Capricorn and moving into Aquarius. So it's not going to happen overnight, but it's something to be aware of that I'll share with you in the next 24, 48 hours. Catch you later. Thanks for watching.